Hello, I'll be talking about the Red Devils varsity basketball tryouts. This will be for a high school varsity basketball team. To start out, we ask that you bring this form, which can be located on the team website, along with your academic transcript and physical. This is required to try out. If you do not have all three of these forms with you, they will be turned away at the door. To weed certain people out, we have a team rule. You must have an unweighted GPA of 2.7 or higher to even try out, and then we'll have to maintain that GPA while you're on the team. For the benefit of the player, this is going to be a close tryout. I feel like this is the best way to have the tryouts. That way there's no parents trying to coach their kids. Kids aren't distracted. They feel comfortable and they're just focused on the actual tryouts themselves. Tryouts will be held in the school gym. We ask that players leave phones in bags. You see them on the phones or checking it during breaks or just in time they ask them to leave the tryouts. I think obviously we're going to ask them to wear the appropriate gear to try out with, comfortable basketball shoes, gym shorts, and something atop that's comfortable. The tryout date is going to be Tuesday, October 3rd from 6 to 8:30 p.m. We're going to have an alternate tryout date. I know some kids have different sports. Personally, I was a runner. I tried out one time a little later. If kids come from soccer, that's another thing. So we understand that. All that we ask is that you contact the head coach 2 days prior. That's not just something last minute. That way coaches can try and set up something with you. These numbers that I have 1 through 7 are kind of just what I want the athletes to have filled out before they come to practice, so we know, so we can look at it, we can split them up. Returning our new player is kind of just important, so we know whether you're on a team, what we can expect from you. That being said, it's completely different. I have been on a team where my high school coach, cut a player who had previously made the team, and he was not on the team that year when he had been on the team the next year. For guard and big man, that would be towards the end when we kind of split them up with certain drills. This tryout format will be held in 5 sections. We like to have a 5 to 7 minute water break, let the athletes kind of regroup, catch their breath for a second. We encourage the athletes to bring their own water bottle and towel. Other sections are shoot around, a warm up, individual skills, on-ball skills, and then gameplay and scrimmage. I think the athletes should know this. They can know what to expect when they look at the chart and know the certain drills. That way, before tryouts, they can kind of work on this stuff and they know what to expect when they come to the tryout. I personally, when I looked at all the stuff, I like to keep the grading real simple. So I think for my personal evaluation, with me and my coaches, my coaching staff, on each individual drill, players will be given a yes or no. Can they do this at a proficient level? That would be helpful for our team. Then they do it at a high school varsity basketball level. And then when you combine those individual drills together, they'll get an overall score. I think having 2 evaluators at each station is important. That way it'll help run through the drills. One thing that my coach did that I really loved, no matter whether the kids made the team or not, they could always go and ask feedback. My 7th grade year, I did not make my summer league basketball team. I had been playing kind of at a low level, and it was my first time moving up. That coach gave me feedback. I came back the next year, 8th grade, I made summer league. I made the regular team during the school year. Until I stopped playing basketball at the middle of my sophomore year, I'd always made the team, and it was always helpful to get that feedback from coaches. As far as evaluation during warm-ups, we're going to start with drills. The biggest thing we're looking at here is looking at just, are they being lazy? Are they doing the drills properly? Are they taking it serious? Are they locked in? Are they zoned in? At the bottom, I did forget to add notes, but that's something that evaluators can add to the back of the page. We don't want it on the actual chart. So they can add notes. That way when they go back and talk about it over the next few days with the head coach, coaches know what to expect. And then the overall score will be graded on a scale from 1 to 5. The higher score, the better opportunity you have. The only section that will not be graded is the shoot around. The shoot around is just for guys to get shots up before we start and get warmed up. In the warm-up, we have also full court exercise. I'm a big believer that we want some slight fatigue, but at the same time, when we evaluate our players, yes, we evaluate their work ethic, their hustle, but at the same time, we're really, really evaluating more often than not their actual gameplay, their actual skills. So having them tired and stressed out is not really the best idea, in my opinion. When we go to the individual skills, we want to test their vertical, shuttle cone run. These are two things I kind of think are just important to kind of just see where they're at on just some basic fundamental stuff. I think that's really important. In the defensive shuffles, it can be multiple things. We can do diagonal shuffles, just seeing how they form, how they shuffle their feet, are they hustling, are they getting back? Can they go from half court shuffling, picking up a defender to sprinting back and cutting off a dribble going down? We also want to work on the free throws. That's really important. A huge part of the game. Being able to make your free throws is going to be huge, no matter whether you're a guard or a again, in between these sections, there will be water breaks, so players can catch breath and recoup. For the on ball skills, we're doing partner dribbling. We're really looking for key things here are how are their footwork? Are they keeping their head up? Can they dribble with both hands? That's important, especially at a high school varsity level. Similar thing for the passing. Can they make the bounce pass? Can they make the chest pass? Can they make the baseball pass? Where are their eyes when they're dribbling and passing? Are they staring it down? And can they kind of deceive the defender with the passes? Layup lines are important. This kind of just goes along more with the full court suicide drills when we're evaluating. It's more of a, can they score with both hands? Yes, but also it's more of a, are they being lazy? Are they being proficient? Are they focused? We're a little bit in the tryouts, so they're going to start to feel the fatigue a little bit because everything is just kind of been drills, non-basketball stuff, so that's really important. And at the end of that, we're going to split up. We're going to have the big men go work, and the guards work. This will be split up on opposite sides of the court. For the big men, we're going to give them a series of 3 to 4 or maybe even 5 scoring moves that they can do in post and show off to see how well the evaluators really. That's why I want 2 and not just 1 evaluator at these stations, so they can talk to each other and really evaluate each player's moves by doing it efficiently. Are they making the right footwork? Are they comfortable making that move? Can this move be fitted into my offense? When they make those moves, how will it look in my offense? Same with the guards. With the guards, with the big men, we're working more on the post and the really inside the paint. With the guards, I want to see them scoring at all levels. We want to see them go and score a floater. We want to see them shooting at the elbows. We want to see them shoot a couple mid-ranges. We want to see them shooting outside from the arc. The big man post work, it's kind of just simple moves. You don't want to be too fancy. What can they do when the ball is there and they're taking a little bit of contact with a pad or something like that? For the guards, I really want to work on outside shooting. Where do they feel comfortable shooting? Can they shoot from all sides or from all areas on the court, on the arc? That's going to be really important in my tryouts. Then we're going to go to the gameplay. One of the biggest things we've done is 3-on-2, 2-on-1. This kind of simulates them, gets them ready for actual scrimmage play. We want to see hustling on this. That's a huge important. How well you play defense. Can you communicate with the 2 guys you have on the court? If you can do that really well, chances are when you have a national team and people you know and you're playing with, that communication building is going to be really important and help us succeed. Are you making the right passes? Sometimes are you being selfish and going and getting a bucket? So you go down in contact and go get a bucket and go lay the ball. Can you take that tough shot over the defender when they're cheating off and you have maybe 2 guys on you? Can you go take that tough shot? This is going to lead into a scrimmage. In scrimmage, we're kind of looking for certain things. While I think everybody in tryouts has kind of been told, pass the ball, don't be too fancy. We want to see guys take advantage of their chance and shine on them. If they have an open shot, we want them to take that. Don't be nervous. Can we see them facilitating, moving around, finding the big man? Are you providing for your other teammates? How is their play going to affect my offense or even on my defensive schemes? So that's what the main things the coaches will be looking for. So it's really 4 sections here, and each would be worth like 25%. On the overall score, I would say that they're a 1 to 5. And that whole thing is going to be worth 100%. So the higher percentage they have on their evaluation, the better it's going to be, and the more likely you are to kind of cut down. If a player has a low percentage, we can say, okay, we didn't really see a lot from them. We can move on. We can eliminate. Now those are the people who have higher percentages, and let's look at them and see who we can have to our team. That is my tryout evaluation.